Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome again to a very wonderful workshop we're going to have today. According to our calendar, today we're going to talk about competencies in the language. So Elsa Tlapanco is going to tell us a little bit more about it. So the title of the workshop is A Journey Through Competencies. And I'm going to introduce Elsa Tlapanco, our speaker today, so we can all have an idea who she is. Elsa Tlapanco Barba, she has a degree in Letras Hispánicas at the Universidad Autónoma de México. She has a proficiency certificate by the Anglo. She has a diploma in high scope curriculum and Gestalt. Experience as an English teacher for more than 30 years, teaching to preschoolers to business courses. She's also a proctor in the application of CENI, Certificación Nacional del Nivel de Idioma in Mexico, an academic consultant giving support to teachers who want to apply a teacher's degree by Ceneval. She also is a publisher and academic consultant since 2006 until now. At the moment, Elsa considers a pleasure to be an academic consultant in the University of Dayton Publishing. Thank you, Elsa, for being with us today, and we're ready to learn.
Thank you, Abel. I'm ready. Okay. Hello, everyone. How are you today? I hope you are great. And thank you for attending my workshop. Okay, as Abdel says, we are going to have a journey through competences. And well, I want to invite you to take the, notes if it's necessary, if you think that it is. And also, when you want to communicate with me, you can write in the chat. Thank you very much. And then we will start by this journey. Well, I don't know what happened. I cannot move my presentation. But anyway, I want you to think, please, what is a competence? Think what is a competence. And if you want to write something, some idea about what a competence is, I am going to feel very good.
Elsa, what we can do is, meantime the people is writing the definition of a competence, maybe you want to stop sharing and share again your presentation, so maybe it will fix. Okay, so meantime, remember that we really appreciate your participation on this webinar. This is a workshop, and what we really expect is an interactive way of talking to you. So what we're gonna do is to see the answers, the questions to Elsa has for you, and I'm going to read your answers to her because she's not able to read directly from the chat. Okay, so most of the people, Elsa is saying hello from Ecuador, Colombia, Peru, Quito, and we have people, a lot of people from Ecuador, from Spain. And a definition we have, Elsa, of a competence. Luis Miguel says they are skills. Daily Morash says a competence is the ability to do something. I mean, being able to do it. Okay. What else? Skills, to do something well. What else? They say that is something you can do very well. Most of the comments are those, Elsa.
Okay, thank you very much, Abdel. So I think they are looking now what are competencies, am I right? Can you see the presentation now? Okay, well, for those who tell that they are skills, yes, you're right. Yes, you're right, they are skills, but we need to know a little bit more. Yes, and according to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, we have these things that they are saying to us. Across countries, governments are seeking policies to make education more effective. That's what we are trying to do. An effective education. while searching for additional resources to meet the increasing demand for education. And we know that we have an increasing demand, yes? In the last 15 years, there has been an increased demand on the capabilities of individuals. As a result, the new interest in outputs of education extends beyond educational attainment measured in number of years of education or highest degree earned to what individuals know and how much they can do. And this is the most important thing, what or how much they can do. So that's why the relationship between these capabilities to the goals of education are, the first one is effectiveness, and the other is the efficiency. We need to consider that to have effectiveness of educational systems, well, we need to think in the number of teachers that we need in each school, and also that we need to have school facilities for teaching materials and supplies. And of course, we need to consider the cost and the level of the financial and the resources used for education. We need to think also in that, yes? So the efficiency can be excellent. The efficiency can be exactly the goal. We need to have all these things ready to help our students, yes? Okay, so now, what are competencies? When I say for the second time what are competencies, is because I want you to tell me which are these competencies that we are talking about. If you can, and I'm sure that Abdel is going to tell me your questions or your imagination, use your imagination to tell me what are these competencies. I want to be very proud of you.
Yeah, that's right, Elsa. Most of the comments are related to language, because they say we have a comment that it says is the ability to speak well, for example. Anonymous says it's a domain of a skill, being to perform. Claudia, this is very interesting. A knowledge that allows a speaker understand a language. So one more time, we are focusing on languages. Abraham says competencies are the different capacities that human beings have. So this is in general. Alba Escobar Rio says is the ability to do something successfully. Yeah, we had different comments about being good at something.
Okay, thank you very much, Abdel, and they are right. Yes, the competencies are skills, abilities, and attitudes that students apply to a situation. But here we need to consider that the kids need a lot of things to try to do these abilities better and better each day. If we want this happened, we need to change many things in our classrooms. We have to start since the furniture. Yes, we need to try to have groups of 4 so we can work with them in another way. We need to prepare material. We need to ask the kids what they are thinking, what they want. We need to listen to the children. We need to give them another kind of teachers that is not really the teacher behind the desk or the teacher that is only talking and talking, and the students are receiving information and they are writing all the time. We need to have today facilitators, we need guides, we need coaches, we need leaders. Yes, so people who guides the kids between their ideas and their necessities. That's what I say, that we need to listen to the students is very important. And of course, another kind of competencies are the linguistic competences, and we are going to talk later about that. But in this moment, I want you to consider that the teachers need to have a change in their minds. We need to consider that we have to continue giving to our students something fresh and something new, and it depends on us. We need to remember that these kids are native digital, they are technological, and we are not. So we need to work in order to give our students something very interesting so they can start creating and start thinking and start doing what they pretend to do. For example, Richard and Salganik says a competence is more than just knowledge or skills. It involves the ability to meet complex demands by drawing on and publishing psychological resources, including skills and attitudes. In a particular context, for example, the ability to communicate effectively is a competence that may draw on an individual's knowledge of language, practical IT skills, and attitudes towards those with whom he or she is communicating. So, who are the people to whom the students talk to or speak with? They speak with us. They try to follow what we are saying. They try to help us. They try to feel that we want to help them. So in this order, we need to consider that we are moving in another world. It's not the world that the kids, that we had in the past, but it's the world that the kids have today. Yes? So what they need is information from us, so they can have the knowledge. But information is not enough. We need to consider that the kids need to have a lot of items that can help them. For example, they need to have information by web pages that can help them to have this information. We need to invite them to be kids that can give us responses and ideas so they can have everything they need to start working in another way in this moment. So if we consider this, we need to think that we are in a dynamic change. We are part of this change, and we need to take care about how difficult is this, not for the kids, but for us, for the adults, for the people that is trying to help the kids to have a good information about the rapidly that is happening in the life. So in this dynamic change, we need to have adaptation. We need to adapt ourselves to everything that is happening. And probably you think that the kids have to adapt themselves. And my answer is no, they don't, because they are living in this dynamic. They are not feeling a change, they are living in the change. So the ones that need to have this dynamic change and this adaptation, so we can have the permanent learning through the life, is us. We need to do it. They don't need, they are there, they are doing their best. They are living like native kids that are technological. Okay, now I need you to tell me what the competences are constructed. What do you think? How they are constructed?
Okay, let's give it some time to write because we have a delay, so it takes a little time. They write. I have a question. Do you prefer to leave the questions later?
No, it's okay. You can do it.
Betsy asks, how can you show, or I guess, how can you teach to the students something new?
Okay, well, later we are going to talk about that, but I can tell you that we have to be like the person who is in front of the kids and they are you will be, or the teacher will be the ones that are going to give the ideas to the students, or we are going to listen to the students, what they need, what they want. So of course we know that we have to follow instructions, and we have material in which we know what is the following that we have to teach. But anyway, we need to try to give different kind of opportunities to the students to imagine and to ask us the way they can do, and they can learn what you pretend to teach the students.
Okay, very good. Another question, or maybe regarding the question you have on the screen, is about technology. It says technology is important to promote knowledge. What do you think about that?
Yes, of course, technology is going to promote knowledge, because the students are going to investigate. They have to go to some web page, to Google, to Wikipedia, and they have to start trying to know by themselves what they are doing or what they want to do. They need to investigate, they need to search all the time, and then they are going to give us more results about what they are working with or what they are trying to know, and we are going to help them saying if it's correct or if it's not. And we have to remember that we don't know everything. We are not encyclopedias, so we need also to prepare ourselves, and we need to tell the students that we are going to investigate exactly like they are going to do.
Very good. Another comment from Sara Fernandez in Mérida, Yucatan. She says to construct competencies is through investigation, acquiring abilities, and practicing. What about research, investigation?
Yes, of course, they have to do research. They have to search all the time about different kind of investigations. We're going to provide the topic to the kids, and we're going also to provide the kids with different kind of things that they need to know. Of course, we're going to talk to the kids, and we have to give them the topic, and we have to explain the topic, because this is another language, it's not Spanish. So we need to provide the kids with the necessary tools, so then they construct their own experience or their own competencies. We need to consider also that the competencies is something that the students have inside of them. They are abilities. So like abilities, the kids need to know what are the things that they develop easier than others. We need to consider that we can have very good students in mathematics, for example, and other kids that can be great in art or great in language. So that's why I was telling the teachers minutes ago that it can be good to put the furniture in a different way and to ask the students to work in small groups of 4. So they can start talking, and they can start checking what the other kids are doing. They can talk about the topic, and they can give their own their own knowledge, and then they are going to enrich what they are doing. But there's another thing, important thing too, because the teacher is going to have a time to give the students a personalized time. The teacher is going to answer questions in that moment, or the teacher is going to see what is going on with the kids' work.
Very good, Elsa. We had several questions regarding I mean, today, well, these days, we working with technology because we having online classes, and most of the questions are how as teachers we develop technology or tech competencies because we need them. And I'm just going to make an observation. Today, we're gonna talk about acquiring competences in general because we're going to understand what a competence is, how can we acquire the competences as teachers and also work with our students. And tomorrow, this is a commercial, we're going to talk about how to become a technological teacher. So this workshop and tomorrow's workshop are totally related because today we're going to know how can I be more competent, and tomorrow the topic is how to become a technological teacher. So that's going to be very interesting. And another comment, Elsa, we have about the competencies, how they are constructed, and
Yes,
then we can
I'm
move on.
sure.
It's about, let me see, it
Yes,
says,
exactly with this.
we have a question about teenagers. It says, Monica from Guadalajara, Jalisco, what kind of activities are suitable to attract the attention of teenagers?
Okay, we're going to see that in a minute. Wait, please, because this is not working once more. I don't know why. I'm trying to move the presentation, but it's there. Let me see.
It's okay, don't worry. We can listen. Meantime, you are fixing your presentation. I'm gonna read some comments if that's okay with you. But we can listen perfectly.
Thank you very much. Okay, very good. So you were asking me about how we are constructing these competencies, and I am going to explain you something about.
Exactly, especially working with teenagers, because we have teachers who are teaching at secondary schools or maybe at high school. So teaching with teenagers is an issue.
The role of the student. Okay, are you looking right now my presentation, Adele?
Not yet. Not
Are you
yet.
looking the presentation? Not yet? Okay, very good. Let's continue trying. But I will continue talking about this. Yes?
Yes, and then if it's not possible, I can share the presentation for you.
What we're trying to do with the students, Abel, related to the extent to which teachers help students to understand, investigate, and determine the way in which knowledge is constructed within them. And this is the question was that we need to send to the teenagers, and we need to let them investigate and determine the way they are going to do something. So the kids need to know so they can be able to construct with the things that you are understand your students, and you can give them the necessary tools so they can investigate and they can do. We have some current aims that are, we were talking about this, search, selection, and application. So if we think in this, of course, we are going to have the idea about if the students search about the topic that we are inviting them to investigate, they are going to be ready to make a good selection, and then this selection will be an application. So if you work by teams and you let your students to choose the topic, probably you can have 2, 3, or 4 topics, and your students can decide which is going to be the topic they are going to work with. So they are going to use the research. They are going to use the selection because they are going to how we are going to give them what we are trying to have from them. So this is going to help a lot, no matter if they are teenagers or if they are elementary schools or also preschoolers. Yes. Are you looking now, Abel? Well, yes, Abel?
Yes, we have many comments. Do you want me to read them?
Yes, please.
Okay, Angelina Talenta says, I think competencies are constructed by developing positive attitudes toward the class, by providing tasks to develop the necessary skills and spaces to work on knowledge about the topic. Ramon says, I think competencies are constructed from what students see based on experiences of what they learn at home, at school, and in their friends' circle. Abraham says, most of the time competencies are constructed by living experiences. Sonia, they are built after a person learns something new and start performing and improving it. Isara says, in my case, I'm feeling so confused because this is the first time that I'm using technology in my classes. So remember, Sarah, tomorrow we're gonna have a workshop about how to become a technological teacher. And the last comment, we are seeing your presentation, Elsa, so don't worry. You want to leave it like that, it's okay. Because I understand that today internet is not very accurate, so don't worry. And the last comment we have from Nefti in Spain, she says, this is one of the issues we as teachers can face regarding technology. One more time, technology is a question everyone has now.
Knowledge is going to be tomorrow, yeah? Yeah, teachers that are thinking or are saying that it's the first time that they are working with technology, I want to tell them that don't be afraid, teachers. We need to give our students the opportunity to demonstrate themselves what they are able to do. Let them share a content, not so. Probably you heard about the robots, and today we have a lot of robots everywhere. We can talk about the medical robots. Yes, that today the surgeries are very easy because probably one day will be obsolete. Yeah, but to happen. The technology is going to help us to self-regulate of the of us, and we need to continue work technology, learning from the students and learning also about things that we can have in our hands. Learn carefully and learn good, because we need to tell the students what we pretend they to do with technology. They are able to do because they have like a microchip inside of them. But anyway, the adults, we need to tell them why or what are going to do with this. But we are in competences, so let's continue talking about competences. And some of you said that the competences are those that we are going to, we have the competences or the abilities inside of us. Every kid have his own competences. Probably one of them is very good and it's easy for them to work with mathematics. And probably there's another kid that is excellent in literature. Or we have some kid that can be good in art. So then, in a group, in teams, and projects, so they can do what they can do much better. The one that's a good searcher, or the one that can speak fluently and know how to redact some thing, let them do, because they are using their abilities in order to prepare something together. A very good presentation of a topic that you are teaching in that moment. I am trying once more to move this, but I don't know what happened with the presentation. I am really concerned about this, but we can try once more, or let's see if I can do this once more. Okay.
It's okay if you try one more time. If it's not possible, maybe I can share your presentation. I have it here in my desktop. So if you want to, I can share it. I understand we're having internet connections. I don't know what happened today, but I'm really sorry. I really apologize. So I'm trying to fix it. Meantime, I'm going to continue reading more comments. Meantime, yes. You're fixing your presentation. And if it's not possible, I can share the presentation for you.
Yes, okay, please. Yes.
Okay, Sabdiel says, I think most of the teachers should get used with technology. For sure, students now have a lot of more competences regarding technology. Sometimes teachers we don't understand. We should keep in touch and try to get in their work, a world where technology is necessary. Blanca from Ecuador, she's saying congratulations to the speaker. And then we have a question about the topics about probably competences where we can find more information. I think at the end you have references. Tigna Vega says that she's from Ecuador. Children and teenagers are totally engaged with technological devices. But how can we do our school activities be interesting on social media websites that are currently using? Marcos Duran, he has a question. What is the most important in the competencies? And Betsy, how can I wake up interested in the students if they don't like the language? What do you think, Elsa, if you develop the question, what is the most important in competencies? And meantime, I share your presentation.
Okay, very good. So, answering the question about the competences, I want to thank you. What will students will able to do? And in this moment, we're going to start talking about the competences and the way we are going to have the competences in our students. And I am going to talk about the self-aware. No matter what matters most is how you see yourself. For example, if I see that I am a lion, I will believe that I am a lion, and then I will feel that I am ready to do whatever I propose to do. Okay, now let's start. And if I assume the responsibility to have a clear perception of the personality, including the strengths, weakness, thoughts, beliefs, motivations, or emotions. Self-awareness allows you to understand other people too, how they perceive your attitude. This is important because I cannot label students, and this is something that we do very frequently. And if we label students, the students are going to think that they are not able it's not possible for them to do something that is or that is really difficult them to do. So you need to, so we can have we can do the invitation to our students to have the control of their emotions, of their behavior, and also the personality they have, and they can understand that they can make changes with this. If they can change different things, and if they feel that they are able to do, we can have students that are able to do everything. So that's one of the things that we have to consider when we are working with competences. We need to respect the abilities of the kids, and we need to part from there. We need to part from the abilities, so we can make the students help other students. If they have some competences or some abilities, let the students help the ones who doesn't or who don't have the same competences. And in this moment, they are going to share the information, and they are going to help between them. Something that is easy for me and is not easy for the other kid is going to be easy because he's going to have a help. This is something that is going to help us a lot. Now, talking about the language and communication, that we said that this is a competency too. This is a crucial area in learning this second language. We need to continue practicing the language and the concept for the written language. But of course, we have to start reading. The oral communication is the ability to explain and present your ideas to diverse audience. So this is going to be very good for the kids. You can start doing this since preschool, when you let your students to do something interesting or important in which they can give their own ideas to diverse audience. Sometimes this can be something prepared, but some other times this have to be something that they are doing in the same moment, that the students are answering questions, that they are guiding people probably in the school, and they are explaining the things that they are looking, for example, in a I don't know, in a parade or in some specific event from the school in English. So when we give the opportunity to the kids to present their ideas to this diverse audience, we are helping them a lot to be confident with the language. And we can do this since elementary, since preschool, or with junior high students or high school students. The competencies, of course, is the written communication. This is the ability to write effectively in a range of contexts and for a variety of different audiences. We can start talking with the students and ask them to write first what they are thinking to do. In this moment, or in this case, they can be convert themselves in writers, for example. They can write role plays, they can write stories, they can write a fact, and then they can presented by a role play or some other kind idea. Once more, they can be with their parents or their own talking about the non-verbal community to use all time, and we need to know this is the ability to translate labels through the use of body language, facial expressions, the tone of voice, and also the use of pictures. Can be a kind of drawings or stick figures or flashcards. You can use also icons and symbols. It's very important. If we are thinking and acquiring knowledge and understanding of one's self and on identifying appropriate ways of interacting with others with the aim of developing autonomy. This is the important thing of this ability. So we're talking about personal and social items. And the development of these personal and social items is very important. It's important because the students are going to feel very secure when they are presenting, when they are doing, when they are repeating, when they are helping other kids using their abilities and the weakness of the other students. That's why we need to put together kids that don't know some things with kids that they really know, so they can help themselves. We know that also the critical thinking is something that we need to consider when we are working with competencies. And what is the critical thinking? The critical thinking analyzes reasons and discusses situations, identifies problems, questions, judges, proposes solutions and decides, can value reasoning and evidence to modify own points of view. So this is something that in the past was not happening in our classrooms, and we need to permit. We need to let the students, that's what I was telling, that we need to give the students the control. They need to analyze the reasons and to discuss situations. But the most important thing is that they need to be problem solvers. Do we have some kind of idea about this, Abdel?
Yes, Elsa, I was going to tell you, but I didn't want to interrupt that I'm sharing your presentation. So you tell me whenever I need to move it, okay?
Okay.
Let me see. We have a lot of comments. One more time, again, I apologize for the internet connection. It's out of our hands. I think a lot of people is connected in Mexico because, you know, many teachers came back to school. So I don't know if this something has to do, but really something that is out of our hands. We're trying to do our best. Veronica Carrera asks Elsa, how can I motivate the students to speak? They usually feel ashamed and they don't like to speak.
Yeah, well, there's a reason. We need to consider what kind of a school is this. If you have a bilingual school, a bicultural school, if you have some hours during the week, for example, 3 hours a week or 5 hours a week, it depends a lot. First of all the teachers in the past wanted to teach grammar, and that was sometimes could be great when you have a bilingual school and you have part and part of the time, the half and a half of the time. So you have enough time to check the grammar, to check the spelling, to check the vocabulary, to give them rules, but some other times we can't. And sometimes, no matter you have the time and you are giving rules, what happens with the kids is that they start like feeling nervous because they can recognize when they have a fault. And then they don't want to speak because they don't want to feel that they made a mistake, they make a mistake. So the first thing we need to tell the students is that we are, all of us, we are learning, that we are human beings. So no perfect people here. So we are learning, all of us, and we need to try to help one another. That's why they are going to work in small groups of 4. Then they need to feel confidence, and they need to feel that they have everything ready. Use the walls of your classrooms. Put there all the things, the necessary things, so the kids can see. For example, if you're working with this is a, okay, then write, what is this? This is a, and then the vocabulary list. So the kids can see somewhere what they have to reproduce and what they have to say. Yes? And you can do this with every unit and every topic that you are working with. It's not necessary in these cases, for example, when you have 3 hours a week or 5 hours a week, the most important thing is that the kids can produce. So you can start by giving them commands. So you can make your English class speak in English. So start with commands, and then give them the vocabulary with something else. This is a table, and then can understand that this is a table. So in this way, they are going to be confident about what they are learning. If they have grammar, but they are not sure about what they are learning, sometimes they feel no confidence to certain they don't understand. So invite them to ask. Tell them that if they ask something, they are going to be better students and they are going to learn much more than others that are not asking. Do you think it's okay for the teacher, Abdel?
Yes. What do you think if we continue moving on the presentation? We have several questions, but the time flies, and then at the end we'll leave some time for questions. What do you think?
Yes, it's perfect. Okay.
If you're seeing the screen, I am on the learning slide. Do you want me to go on to the technology one?
Do you want to go to the technology one?
On your presentation, on your PowerPoint presentation? Or... Yes. Okay, very good. Ready.
Yes, okay. Let me take this out so I can see what you are showing.
The one that it says technology.
Yes. Oh, okay. Technology, very good. There is. Okay, very good. Can you move?
Sure. Competent citizens.
So we have, yes, competent citizens. What is a competent citizen? We have heard, and I know that you had something about 21st century skills. Right? Okay, the competent citizens are kids that are preparing themselves. So we can see what is a competent citizen. Abiel? I want to see the rest of the slide.
Yes, Elsa, sorry, we lost you a little bit. Can you say it again?
Okay. Yes. Can you continue with the slide? Competent citizens. I need the rest. Yes.
Information,
learning, and technology. Okay. Very good. To be a good competent citizen, we need to have information, learning, and technology. Can you give another click, please? Another click, Abdiel? Okay, it's okay, like that. Only information, learning and technology, that's right. Okay, the information is going to be the use of the knowledge, yes? So with the information, the students are going to have the knowledge. To be something that they are going to learn. So when they learn the knowledge, they are going to be ready to have more things to know. So then we're going to the students to have more information, and we start with the information. Yes. Technology gives us information, the information gives us learning, and the learning gives us knowledge. If this is right, did you understand?
Yes, most of the teachers says yes.
The next. Okay. We're already our teacher, your students will be able to do. If you have some idea, I would like to know. Abdel?
Yes, Elsa, it's because sometimes we are losing you a little bit. So let me move it.
Yeah. Don't worry, I don't listen very well to you, but anyway, I would like to know if we have something that the teachers are telling us about, if they know what the students will be able to do. Okay, we talked about the self-awareness, me, and I explained you that what matters most is how to see yourself. There you can see a pussycat, but in the mirror, on the mirror is a very big lion. And this is the way that somebody can feel about itself, or probably we are pussycats, but in reality we feel big lions, yes? So that's what we are looking that the students can have with the competences. If they feel secure, if they feel confident about something that they are doing, then they are going to feel like a big lion, not like a pussycat. That's why competences are important when we are studying and when we are teaching and when we are working with the students, no matter what age they have. Can we go to the next one? Okay, let's assume responsibility for him or herself in me. It is having a clear perception of your personality, including strengths, weaknesses, thoughts, beliefs, motivation, and emotions. And this is also for you teachers. We need to be clear like the water in front of our students. We need to accept if we have strengths or if we have weaknesses. We need to tell the students that we are not perfect, that we have also a lot of problems, and that all of us together are going to try to talk about our thoughts, our beliefs, so we can work with a lot of resources around us. And also, very important, talking about the social emotional aspect, we need to talk about emotion. The students need to know that it's important to put their senses, their feelings. Yes. Can I have the next one, please? Okay, something is happening with that, no matter, because I explained the teachers about that. So here we are going to start talking about the other competencies, like, for example, the abilities that we need to learn English in this case. So we know that we have 4 skills or 4 abilities or 4 competencies in English to teach the language. Yes. So in these competences, we will have reading, we will have writing, we will have listening, and we will have speaking, of course. I was explaining about this. Can I see the complete slide, Abdel, please? Thank you. Okay, so here the first one is language and communication. This is a crucial area in second language learning. It includes both oral language and concepts for written language. And here I was talking a minute ago about the different time that the schools can have in English. Yeah, the exposure to the language school. Some school has 2 or 3 hours per week. Some other schools have half of the time, like a bilingual or bicultural schools. So, anyway, that's why we are not working with grammar. We are trying to make the have the next one, please. Okay, oral communication, as I told you, is the ability to explain and present your ideas to diverse audience. I was telling you the importance that the students can have this oral communication, no matter the age, no matter the grade. If they are in preschool, They can do a lot of exercises in oral communication by repeating, for example, what's your name? My name is. How old are you? I am, etc., etc. In elementary, the kids are going to be able to do a lot of things. They can play, for example, that they are interviewers and they can go with the teachers, with other partners, or with their own parents at home, asking questions about a topic, an interest topic about something that we are checking in the school, a topic that we are working with in the school. So it's very important, the oral communication. And we can do that no matter how many hours are we teaching English during the day or the week. Can we see the next one, Abdel? Abdel, Okay, now we have the communication in a range of contexts of a variety of different audiences. It's exactly the same as the phone role plays. They can write everything they say to the rest of the classroom or the teacher or the parents what they are thinking. They will be able to check what they are writing and to be sure that they are writing correctly. They will be ready to ask the teacher before they have to present writing or to say what they wrote. The next one, please. Of course, the non-verbal communication is very, very important. And this is something that has to happen in front of the students. We can know what is happening with your students if we can see their faces and if we can see what they are trying to tell us. Probably if I am listening and that's it, I cannot know if you are angry, if you are happy, if you are smiling, or if you are surprising, or if you are saying something important, because we don't talk only with words, we talk also with the and okay, this is something very teaching English. We use our body language for us and for the student. Can we go to the next one? Okay, click once more. Yes, all development, very good. Understanding of what and on inappropriate ways on interacting of developing autonomy. So personal and social abilities are very important, believe it or not. If you give confidence to the students, to feel very good with the students. We're going to feel that the students are, and it's another ability that we need to consider. And it's another ability that is very, very important because it belongs to the social emotional aspect. Can we see the next one, please? Very good. Very good. And we were talking about the critical thinking, and now we have it once more here. Critical thinking. We are to analyze systems. Question can value reasoning and evidence points of view. This belongs also to social abilities, competencies, or skills. We need to help the students to be ready to analyze, to have to discuss, identify problems, but the most important thing is that they can solve their own problems. So this is another one of the most important competence that to participate in this, and we need to consider all the next one, Abdel, please.
That one is okay.
Well, dealing with life. Yes, Abdel?
Yes, that slide, it's okay.
Yes, it's okay. It's okay. Yes, critical thinking is a skill that is necessary for dealing with life's challenges, both in a personal and professional life. So that's why this is very important. The critical thinking skills are very important, and we need to teach the students these critical thinking abilities. They need to practice. They need to put in words their feelings and their thoughts. So we need them to do it because it's going to help to their personal life and their professional lives. The next one, please. Yeah, very good. The physical development and health as conditions which favor an active and healthy lifestyles. Probably you say, well, and what are we doing with this here? Well, this is another ability. It's another skill that we have to consider when we are teaching, when we are looking some kind of topic in which we introduce the health or we introduce the physical development, or they have to understand what is happening in the world. So this is another kind of activity that we have to consider. The next one, please. Yeah. I cannot see very clear, Abel. Very good. Discovery and knowledge of the world. Experience with real world is not very clear.
Elsa says experience, discovery, and knowledge of the world. Experiences with real world themes and
Yes.
objects provide many opportunities to embed language in a fun and meaningful way as children interact with their physical environment and culture.
Exactly. Thank you very much. And this is something that we can use very well for the junior high kids or the bigger students. Also when they are working in junior high or preparatory. Look, it says that we need to interact with their physical environment and culture. We need to consider that the books are prepared for this. We need to work with the topics, but we need to remember always to transfer the problem or the situation that we are studying with the students, or that we're talking with the students, thinking that we are doing this into their environment and into their own culture. So they can have the idea and the necessity to talk about themselves using the topic that we are working with. So that's why it's very important to give the students, no matter the age, but when they were asking about something to do with the junior high kids, well, this is something that they can do. Yes, they need to interact with their physical environment, and they have, of course, in the books, the ideas. So don't let them talk about Pedro or Peter. Let them talk about themselves using what they are learning. So the environment has to be their environment and the culture has to be their culture. And if they are going to learn about some other culture, try to make them do this kind of idea about what happened in one culture and what happened in their culture, what's the same and what's different. So they are going to have this new way to practice English, and they will be very interesting because they are talking about something that is important to them. Can we go to the next one? Abdel? Okay. Well, here we have preschoolers, but anyway, we can use this with any kind of kids, no matter the age. Creative and artistic expression. I was telling you that one of the things that we can have with the students, the abilities, can be also the artistic expression. And no matter the age, they are going to have this creativity or this artistic expression in their abilities. The arts are explored through music, dance, movement, total physical response, and children also engage in creative tasks using various materials and methods. So that's what I am telling you, that no matter the age of the students, you can use this. You can prepare, for example, a song in which you are involving the kids in some topic that they really like, starting for the song, what the song says, why they can represent the song, how they can do, or you can ask the kids of preschool to dance meanwhile they are saying hello, or they are saying goodbye. Yes, so that's something that we can do because we're working and exploring the arts through music, dance, body movement, total physical response, whatever. And no matter the age and no matter the grade. And this is another concept that we can name ability for the kids. Can we have the next one, please? The essential competence, the one that is important for all of us, no matter when, no matter where, during our whole life, is the attitude. When we are in the time and in the same space, we need the attitude. If my attitude is a good attitude, I will have the best results all the time. So attitude changes everything. The next one, Abdel. And yes, you have a choice. Roosevelt said, no can make you feel. We can go to the next. Can we go to the next one? Very good. We have here, and I wrote this out in the Abdel. I was in the Abdel. Can you hear?
Yes, Elsa, I'm sorry. Can you say it again?
Can you hear me?
Sometimes we lose you.
Yes,
so...
I was telling you that it. God, I don't know. For the next conference, I will see what can I do. I will go to Teléfonos de México.
It's okay, Elsa. Actually, if it's okay with you, we really have a lot of comments that this is a very interesting conference. They are enjoying it because this is a topic they're very interested, and we had almost 400 teachers connected. And I'm really, really thankful because you stay. Even so the problems we have with connectivity and the sound, you stay. So it means a lot to us. And also, I want to say thank you to Elsa because regarding the problems we have, she continues. She's a well-experienced teacher, and I'm pretty sure she has a lot of knowledge to share to you. And one of the comments I read and you kindly sent to me is if it's possible to repeat it. We're gonna discuss it maybe in a shorter version, so we can just have the key points of the presentation that are useful for you because competencies and make your students to speak, to think, to move is very important, and it becomes critical. And I don't know, Elsa, what do you think? Later we can plan maybe a shorter presentation with the key points and find the way to share the presentation with the people who attended this webinar. What do you think?
Yes, of course. I'm ready, Abdel. Of course. We can
and also
do that.
And also because there are a lot of questions and comments, and I've been posting many comments because, like I said, this is interaction and you are answering other people's questions. You are also providing interesting comments according to your experience or ideas or suggestions. That's excellent. So we're gonna do that. First of all, I apologize one more time for the connectivity. We're gonna try to design a shorter workshop with the key points of this presentation. I'm going to show. I understand we have the problems with the connectivity, but also your opinion is very important. There are a few slides to finish, but since the sound is not very good, I'm going to stop it now. So you can answer the survey and tell us your comments. And once you answer the survey, you are going to get your certificate of attendance because you stay till the end. More of 380 teachers are still connected. So please answer the survey. It means a lot to us and also to Elsa because this is the first time she's joining us, right, Elsa?
That's right. Well, by the way, I would like to tell the teachers that there is my email address. So if they are interested and they want to write to me, of course, I am going to answer them. Specific questions.
That's very kind of you, Elsa, because they have a lot of questions and they are very interested on the topic. And also, I have an announcement. Tomorrow, we are going to have a workshop about how to become a technological teacher. We're going to change the format a little bit because most of the teachers right now are busy teaching online because we started like regular classes, but online formats. Most of the teachers are really busy. So one of the requests we had last week is if it's possible to have maybe at a different time. So what we're gonna do tomorrow is to have the workshop from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Mexico time. So it's gonna be a little bit shorter. So we're going just to debrief key points of the presentation. So all the speakers are going just to talk about key points. And at the end, we are going to have a session of questions and answers, because we understand that you are busy teachers and you are now dealing with your students and you are now sending homework, checking progress, assessment, planning. So what we're gonna do is continue providing this service to you. We're gonna have very interesting sessions the next few weeks, but we're gonna do it at a different time. Remember, from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Mexico time, we are going to post the information on Facebook, SM Mexico webpage, and University of Data Publishing as well. So you can all please share the information with your colleagues and the people we have created. We have built a wonderful community of teachers all around the globe. So we're gonna do it, but in a different format, okay? So we really appreciate. Elsa is gonna to have another workshop. Elsa, can you tell us what is your workshop? The next workshop we're gonna have with you next week?
Yeah, it will be on Thursday, and it's about mixability classes. And I hope we don't have any kind of problem.
Believe us, we run tests. Yesterday we were connected till night and connectivity was okay, but today something happened. I'm sorry. But Elsa is gonna be with us again next week talking about mixability classes because she's been teaching for about 20 years. So she has something to say about how to teach English. So one more time, Elsa, for being with us today. And for the people who really stay, please answer the survey, and then you're gonna get your certificate back. So please do it, and I will see you tomorrow. Remember at 1:00 p.m. Mexico time to 2 o'clock. So we're gonna have shorter sessions with very key, interesting points about how to become a technological teacher. So one more time, Elsa, thank you everyone. Have a nice afternoon. Please be safe, and I see you tomorrow. I talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
You're welcome, Abel. Thank you very much. Thank you, teachers. Have a nice afternoon.